What up, though, Boogie? We are back with another dope episode of Late Night with Nate. I'm your boy, Nate Galloway.
And I'm Adrian Brandyberg.
Shout out to the No Sleep crew. We appreciate you for checking into the late night podcast that we sometimes shoot during the day. Like, subscribe on all your podcast platforms. Boogie! How you doing? You know I gotta start out with the loud boogies.
This guy be boogieing it up. Like what's going on really?
Hey,
No,
sometimes you gotta blame it on the boogie.
had a blame, blame it on the boogie. This guy here. This guy here. I tell you. No, I'm having a good week, man. Just fresh, just it feels good. There's energy coming along. It just feels different, and I think it's because I honestly think it's because summer is like spring has broke. What is it? It's officially
Has it?
spring, March 12th. I think it's March 12th. That's when the
I don't know.
when it starts to get sunnier for longer days. I think that's what it's called. What is it? The
Daylight savings.
Yeah, solstice. What
Let me put eyes on it. Let me see when
Yeah,
daylight
put your eyes
savings
on it. I
is.
think I'm speaking
You're
the
right,
truth.
March 12th. Oh, look at you
Yeah,
knowing when your daylight savings is. Let's see
I
when the
heard it
first
from
day of
somebody. Yeah, I heard it from
when the first day
somebody.
of spring is.
Yeah,
Let's
but I think that's what it is. We've all come out of little this cloud, this depression where everything just felt
just seems
gloomy and
better.
low and yeah. And it honestly is because it's the vitamin D, that sun, boy. When the sun is out, people the smiles are out,
That's what
okay?
she said.
All right. All right. I got
Two for
ah.
two.
This guy here, I
But there
swear.
is something to be said about the sun. It does make everybody happier.
Yeah.
But when the sun's out, the guns is out. So
Yeah. That is not a lie. He is not lying right there. So yeah, I think and I love the wintertime and I
yeah,
will say it was a very mild winter. It has been a very mild winter and I'm kind of scared
for you.
because I know for me, yes, for me, very mild, and I'm kind of scared the last few days coming up, what we got coming, because I know there's another snowstorm coming your way, but I
Yeah.
hope this area that I'm in, we are still very much in that mild form. So
I just want you to know, all of us that are in winter areas, we're just kind of like, yeah, middle finger to all of y'all, because I got a family in North Carolina. They're like, yeah, it's like 80 out here, cuz. And I'm like, middle finger to all of y'all respectfully, all y'all on the East Coast who are like, it ain't no snow over here. I just hope, God just sprinkles some snow on all of y'all. I just hope y'all can all just be touched with just a little blanket of snow.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a little snow to just to remember, how it looks or whatnot. Haven't seen snow in I haven't seen no real talk. I haven't seen, and it's supposed to flurry one of these days, but I haven't seen like real snow on the ground in about 2 years. So
Yeah, damn. Yeah. I guess you are kind of missing
almost,
those polar vortexes from
yeah.
Chicago.
I'm okay with that though. I think it's making me feel younger, like being in warmer climates.
I mean, there is something people are much happier in warmer climate areas. Look at people in Florida; they're just gallivanting. That's why
Yeah.
Florida is Florida, because he's like, I go to the beach. Look at
Yeah.
California.
I will say but you can't be in a really hot climate like all the time.
How so? How you
That
figure?
gets a little old. You know when people say, "Can you live in like a vacation area?"
Yes. Have you been to Turks and Caicos?
Oh, whoa!
Sign me up.
he
Okay.
just he just put me out. Oh,
Put me on the Keiko side,
this
please.
man said, "Oh, you ain't never lived." Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Hey, I'm just saying. Look, I could live in a place with crystal clear. Well, I hate obviously. there is like that island fever because when I went to Hawaii, I could live here. So I do understand where people are like, okay, it ain't as easy as you think it is. And I was like, okay, you're saying this now, but how you know my financial situation might not be better. Maybe I'm gonna come with an American bag over
Okay.
here to this Caribbean country. It might be really good for me.
Oh my
You never know. That's all I'm saying. That's
god.
all I'm saying. I could do it. I think I could do it. So you're saying you could not live in a Hawaii, Turks and Caicos, Barbados. You couldn't live in any of those places.
I could do that short term, but long
Okay.
term, I would just need some type of change. Like I like wearing layers. Like I enjoy, putting on, clothes. That's what I'm saying. Every so
So
often.
okay, so I do like seasons. Fall is my favorite season.
Yeah,
So
me too.
I get you when I do. Yeah, that makes sense. I could definitely. I'll keep dual citizenship. That's what it will be. It'll be dual
Okay,
citizenship.
that's
So
fair.
if it gets a little hectic over here, as you know how it can be in America, I'll just be able to be like, peace. I'm gonna hop me a little flight over to my little island, and when it calms down, I'll come right on back.
Okay,
You
that's
know.
fair. That's true. How you feeling this week? I feel like took up
you
all that
know,
time.
no, you didn't. It's been snowing. It's been snowing. I'm just now getting over a snowstorm. I peeked out and I was like, oh, okay, the roads are kind of clear. So it's been cool. It's been a cool week. Um I actually think I'm gonna go see my parents later on today or over into the weekend. I haven't seen them like 2 months. They've been doing like the retiree thing, like snowbird. They were in Texas for like a month visiting my brother and my nephew, baby Z. So of course, that you gotta spend a month with the grandson. Then they went to North Carolina where they're from for a month and they were just hanging out with my uncle and some other relatives. So I'm like, all right, cool. So now they're like, all right, we're back in Michigan. So they're like, well, why don't you come by the house? And I'm like, cool, because my pops was like, I picked up a quarter of a cow. It's in the freezer.
Oh gosh.
Come fill your bag up and fill your freezer up. So it's nothing like having Southern parents who are just like, we ain't seen you in a while. Here's some meat. So
Ew.
pause.
Here's some meat. Whoa, 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 buddy. That's
But
what's up.
you
That's
know,
parents. Parents will
um,
do that.
yeah, I'm grateful because I don't have to pay for ground beef or steaks or roast or anything else that can be
Any
made from a
variation
cow.
that be right. You out here like you got beef, you got roast, you got hamburgers, all that.
I was like, it's like Arby's over here. We got
Yeah.
the meats.
Oh gosh. Meats and meats, boy.
And like I said, I'm forever grateful, obviously, for the quality time. But who
Absolutely.
doesn't like to, fill their refrigerator for the low? I feel like every time I go home, I gotta take something. You gotta leave with something. Like if you're not like leaving your parents' house with something you didn't originally come with, you're not doing it right. Whether it's
That's true.
lotion, soap, maybe some new towels, some new Tupperware. If you could sneak that out,
Yeah, but I'm gonna need
that'd be
a
smart.
another suitcase if for me to, it'd
I mean, you
be
got to be
different.
selective. You got to be
Yeah,
selective. So
yeah.
what do you normally grab when you go to the crib that you can?
I
What does
uh
mom let you walk out
I grabbed one of her purses.
with?
I'm not even kidding. I last time I went to go see my mom, I had to return one of her purses because she was like, "Can I have my purse back?" I was like, "Sure can," because I want this one
Just doing
instead.
a quick swap.
Right. I be swapping out purses every time I see her.
Oh, I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a nice little barter system. It's like, I like that little red. Well, let's go ahead. You want
Yeah,
this one
because
back?
I'm not spending the amount of money that my mother be spending on purses. I'd be like, "Yeah, you a good one."
So that means mom's she has style. Then the fact that it's a purse because a lot of women you don't want to rock like an old lady purse. You'd be like, man, my mom. We're such different generations. Most women are like, I'm not rocking
Yeah,
anything that my mom
yeah.
has. So that's dope that your mom is like very stylish.
I mean, my mom
Uh,
is also 20 years, just 20 years older than me. So
Okay, so she's very young there. She
Yeah,
ain't like these other moms who are Dooney and Birkin it. It's like, nah, that's old lady, you know.
yeah.
Yo, boogies, you know what? I feel like my gears just be getting grinded more and more as I get
Okay.
older.
You know
Well,
what really
speak up.
grinds my gears?
And I gotta grind another gears.
Okay.
I talked last week about being in IG jail. I did a little IG bid and everything. So now I am on the quest, to prevent that from happening. We are cleaning up the act. And when I say that, I started with 30,000 posts, and now I'm down to 16.8 thousand posts. I am on the mass delete. And I got to
Okay.
tell you, it is very frustrating to have to go through all of these goddamn posts, because there's not just a hey, delete all, or hey,
Yeah.
because I've deleted so many posts, now they're making me delete them one
By
by
one.
one, and it is infuriating that I have to do this out of fear that someone's going to be like, hey, this post from 2014 is really messing with me, so I'm going to put you back in jail. So I'm just deleting everything.
Well, that also just means that the algorithm of Instagram, that your posts are still out there in the ether where people can scroll and
This is true.
randomly randomly look at it and read them and feel offended by it. So,
This is true.
I was gonna say, when the last time you've posted a meme of any sort? When was the last time? Or
Oh,
recent?
it would have been, what are we in 2023?
Yep,
What
we're in
would have had
2023.
to have been, let me check, because I'm like, why am I acting like I can't check this? My last post would have been, oh wait, that's from July. So no, my last post was April of last year. Like April 20th was the last post, and I'm
Dang,
not posting anymore
dang.
because no, I'm only, you know what I'm doing now? Once I clear all these out,
Hmm.
I'm only posting things on my stories because I know some of the stuff I post really pisses off certain demographics of people. Uh, so I'm going to continue to post on my story to piss out that demographic. Cracker
See,
ass cracker. Those will be the people.
oh God,
And outside of that, I'm gonna post like podcast stuff
yeah.
once all the memes are cleared off. It's just gonna be strictly I'll post podcast stuff on there.
And speaking of posting, this kind of goes along with what you said. I was talking to my mom the other day, and my mom was like, she was like, Adrian, you don't post as much as you used to. Your man must be restricting you from posting. Wait a second. 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 Because I chuckled a little bit,
It's like
but then I was like, wait a second. You think this snitch has any control over me?
over my social media.
Over me, Mike. Like, I run this, not him, not at all. Ain't nobody posting on. I hate this. I hate that okay. I dislike the fact that our parents are on the socials because now they feel
Yeah.
like they feel like it is required to all, because this is an easier way to keep up with us, because we ain't calling or reaching out to them as often as we used to. I'm like, man, I
Like
don't
you
post
said.
on IG. Right. I'm just saying, I don't post on IG. I post on my stories on IG. But if I just don't feel like posting anymore. Like, if I have something I really
Yeah.
want to post, I'm gonna post it. Other than that, I don't want to post. I'm on other socials. I'm living my life. I'm in real life. I'm posting in real life. That's what I'm doing.
You know what it is? It's just gotten to be boring.
That's it.
I feel like for us, because we were on Facebook at first of all, it was like what, Black Planet,
Yeah.
MySpace.
Yeah.
Then we were on Facebook at the infantry of it because
Yeah.
or infancy of it because of college and
College.
everything. We've seen it all. Our parents are,
Yeah.
ooh, Facebook. I was like, this is
Yeah.
strictly for y'all. And
Vine,
yeah,
Snapchat,
Vines.
like, come on,
We've
yo.
seen a lot of apps go
Periscope.
away.
Remember
Yeah.
Periscope?
was there's a lot of apps out there, and to me, IG was started as a picture app. Now it is low key kind of lame.
Yeah.
I'm just on there because that's where people primarily are at. Because I'm trying to wean myself off of Twitter, and we talked about that before we started recording. Because Twitter is just it's just too
It's
much.
a crapshoot.
It's
Yeah.
chaotic. I almost rather be on TikTok before they pull it away from us than being
Oh,
on
because that's
Twitter.
happening. That's definitely
Oh,
happening.
y'all better get your little ticks and talks in because
Oh
you know
God, you
what's gonna
sound
happen.
80. You sound 80 when you said that. Ticks and tocks, boy.
You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. So yeah, I've been
Yeah.
going through the posts. That's what's been grinding my gear. So I'm just like, you know what? Someone needs to create something better, or just nothing at all. I'm with you when you said just living your life. I want to get back to that where we're just like
Yeah.
we're not consumed by these apps. We don't care what celebrities. Let's get back to like not caring about what celebrities did. Let's just get back to not knowing everyone's thoughts. And I know some people are out there like, well, Nate, that means you can't tweet and share your thoughts either. That's cool. I don't have to say them on social media because I got a podcast. I can say them here. But that's what's going on. But
Oof.
Boogie,
Yes, sir.
you know, I felt like that boogie wasn't. It was a little rasp.
Oh God.
Hold on, hold on. You know, I gotta stay hydrated here. Hold on for a quick second.
Oh God. This man. Did you refill that water or is that a new water
This is a
bottle?
fresh bottle. Sometimes I
Ain't
do
nothing wrong
refill
with
them
that.
because Britta, you want to carry it, plus I don't want to waste the bottles. But this was
Yeah.
a fresh bottle, Boogie. Oh, I like the way that sound, Boogie. You know what time it
Oh
is?
God. This guy.
I'm tipping my hat.
It's time to tip the hat. A lot of folks out here doing great things. Who you got this week?
I'm going tipping my hat to this mother and her two sons do a trio, I should say. They opened up Chicago's first independent black owned cannabis dispensary. Come on now. Chicago's own, okay? Chicago's own Matthew Brewer. I know him as Matt. Chuck and Diane Brewer. They open up this dispensary. It is called the Grasshopper Club. So for
Hey, that's a
those
dope
people,
name.
yeah, for those people are visit Chicago, go ahead and hit up the Grasshopper Club. They really focus on hospitality and just try to really treat you like you're part of the family so you can order
Okay.
the goods. You know what I'm saying? I actually know Matt. I haven't chatted with him
Hey.
in a while. I remember um, we were at the Randolph Festival, and this was like maybe 4 years ago. This was like 4 years ago. We were at the Randolph Festival, and he was telling me and a couple friends about him getting into the cannabis dispensary industry. And I was like, yeah, let's get it. And
That's dope.
he was like, speaking of which, I got a canister full of some of my product that we were looking to dispense. And I was like, well, let's get to it.
Let me do a little taste test.
So yeah, and now look at this. 4 years
Shout
ago,
out to
yeah.
the brewers. Matt, friend of the pod. Anytime you want us to do some sampling, hit us up. Love to give some great reviews on that because your boy dabbles.
Yeah, he's good people. So shout out to him. Who you got for you tipping?
I am tipping my hat off to Mr. TP Tyler Perry himself. It has been rumored that he is in talks to buy a majority stake in BT as Paramount Global is exploring a sale. I also heard that Byron Allen is also
Yeah, I heard that
uh,
too.
interested in that. So I think that's dope. You can't go wrong with either one.
Keeping it black, bringing it back to black, I should say.
I hope whoever gets it as a black person between the two of them, I hope that they change it, bring back BT AM, BT Soul. hits from the streets. Bring back some of
Yeah.
those classics that we grew up on. Teen Summit.
Yeah.
I think some of those shows are needed right now,
Absolutely.
especially in the Black community. And we have so many fond memories of those. And the fact that they don't even play music on BET anymore, bring back
Ah,
some videos.
yeah.
You know,
We need
why
something.
not?
Like, remember when what is it, Spring Bling? Like,
Yeah, Spring Break
I
was dope.
come on, y'all.
College Hill,
Yeah.
College Hill with
I didn't
actual
get a
college
chance to
students.
yeah, I didn't even get a chance to go to Spring Bling
Me
before it.
neither.
Yeah, because we were obviously like too young for that. But I
They
remember
canceled
watching
all
it.
that.
Yeah,
You
they canceled
know,
that on the quicks.
106 in Park. There's so many fond memories of this.
Yeah,
So they need to actually come with a real lineup
yeah,
if they're going to let them do that. They might not do that. They might say,
yeah.
"Yeah, we'll let a Black person own it, but we don't want you to actually clean up, all of
They're gonna pull a
the
Viacom.
mess
They're gonna
that's
pull a
on here
Viacom.
right now."
Yeah, they're gonna be like,
So
yeah, it's black entertainment,
you
but
know what it's gonna be? Instead
yeah.
of showing like Baby Boy like 800 times a
Oh
day,
God.
it's going to be 400 times a day. And now we're gonna get more Tyler Perry movies,
Yeah.
more Tyler Perry original series. That's what we're gonna get.
It blows my mind that to think that everybody remember how frequently they played that when it was probably they were just trying to figure out programming and figure out what they're gonna do. It was just
I hope
it's comical. Yeah.
I hope that they had a good residuals deal. I hope Tyrese, I hope every John
Yeah.
Singleton, I hope
Taraji. Yeah.
everybody that was involved with that. I hope Taraji Ving Rhames, I hope they all just get in the bag. Like
I
one of
agree.
those big syndication, like, oh, the check is here. Because they gotta you gotta have you would have had to have gotten a Brinks truck with the amount of times that
We
Baby Boy
seen
was played.
oh my God. Baby Boy, Soul Plane, and it was one more.
Baby Boy Soul Plane. They played Friday. Friday had a nice little run. But it
Yeah,
wasn't that
Friday.
one.
It was one
Damn.
more that
Three
I
Strikes was played a lot.
oh
We
my
played
God.
that one a lot. um, Life, but that's a good one though. I'm
Yeah,
okay with
that's
you
a good
playing
one.
Life. They
Yeah.
played Babs a lot. Yeah, they had quite a few runs.
Yeah.
You
So
know, quite a few runs there.
tip our hats off
But
to them though.
tip our hats to all those great, beautiful Black folks doing beautiful Black things. Boogie, we got to add, and we'll be right back with the news.
The news.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm just over here polishing up my Black watch. A lot of y'all know I'm an avid collector of watches. I got at least 9 of them things in my collection, and the one that I get the most compliments on has got to be my Black watch. I got to tell y'all, Black watches, they have really put a lot of time and detail into their product. I gotta tell you, from the watch face all the way down to the band made of genuine leather. I know it's genuine, but I like seeing genuine. They really have outdone themselves. So, fellas, ladies, if you're looking to upgrade your watch style, definitely check out the good folks over there at Black Watches. They Black owned. You know you want to support a Black owned watch company. And because, they rocking with the podcast, they, hooked you guys up with a promo code. That's right, a promo code. They'll give you 20% off of your order when you head over to blackwatches.com. That's right, blackwatches.com. BLAK watches.com. And make sure you use that promo code late night WNA. Come on, support the Black Watches. Now back to the podcast. All right, first up, first news you can or can't use. Topic number 1. Deborah Lee dropped a bomb on, let me say it right. Good morning, America. Normally I will say good morning to America or good morning, the America. So on Good Morning, America, Deborah Lee, former
You're
BT
hilarious.
CEO, dropped a bomb on us about her relationship with former CEO and President Bob Johnson. Let's get to the video.
women in the workplace.
Right.
You talked about your working and personal relationship with your former boss at BET, Bob Johnson.
Right.
So, what is your advice about that, the power dynamics
Mm-hmm.
for women in the workplace?
Right. Well, I wanted to tell that story because the power dynamics are so important in a relationship, and especially if you're having a
Look
relationship with
at
someone you work
this
for.
man right here.
And we all know the potential pitfalls.
That hat was so
I worked for
unnecessary.
Bob Johnson for 10 years before we had a personal romantic relationship, and he was a mentor and he pushed me, and he's responsible for a lot of my
Yeah, he
success.
pushed you all right.
We did have
Right
a
on the
relationship
Johnson.
while we were both married. We ended up both divorced, and then people knew about the relationship. The company knew, the public. We started
Scandalous.
going places together. The downfall of a relationship
You
like
you
that
don't
is
say.
if you want to get out of it. And that's the part where it came, and I wanted to break up. I saw it wasn't a long-term relationship, and my job and my career was held over my head. And it
Seriously.
was like, well, if you want to break up with me, then you can leave tomorrow.
Damn.
It's bad. It's bad.
Oh my God.
All bad, but ladies first.
What? First of all, Deborah. Okay. First of all, congratulations, Deborah Lee, that you got the strength to write such a powerful memoir about
Yes.
your life in general. Um, and I love the fact that she had to definitely preface uh, the 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 relationship with 10 years prior to we actually began this
Right.
relationship. I've been working with Bob Johnson for 10 years. So for 10 years, you're telling me Bob Johnson was probably feeding into your ear somehow. He
Dropping
was a
little
right.
hints.
He was getting it together. He probably got married. He probably got married
They were probably
during that
already, yeah.
10-year, yeah, or already married during that 10 years of you working with him, mentoring, and then you get a position that was right. I think she was the VP or like the
Yep.
next one up, I should say. She was the next one up.
Was it like
Uh
COO or something?
yeah, she was the next
Something like
one
that.
up. So you telling me y'all wasn't doing nothing within that 10-year span, but then y'all decided to have a romantic relationship and then decide, you know what, this ain't long term. I need to get up out of here. It's giving me she was definitely media trained to try and fix this to make it sound good. I hope um she gets a little, she gets some closure from doing this, because I think that's what it comes down to. Sometimes you have to get it out there
Yeah.
just for you to feel better. And I loved how she was just like, everyone knew about it,
We was
the
both married.
job, the
We both got
job,
divorced.
right?
I was like, damn.
The job knew about it. Everybody knew.
I
We
was like,
know.
damn. Yeah, seriously, this is news to us. I was just like, God damn, both y'all got divorced. So it was just like, did y'all tell both y'all spouses at the same time too? This was just like what? I don't. This is okay. So let me say. Let me just start with this. So this is not one of those coercion situations.
Yeah, you
Am I
said it
saying that
right.
right?
Yeah, you said
Okay.
it right.
It's not one of those situations in the beginning, because
Mhm.
it seems like this was a straight up consensual. Hey, we were cool for 10 years,
Yeah.
and we was probably working late night, and old Bob was looking kind of good. So it's probably one of those situations. Deb, I see you. They're not even going by first names anymore. She
Oh God.
Big Deb in the office. He was like, they was probably work husband, work wise, and it was just like, we cool. Let's just do this. The part where,
You know they fucking. Oh yeah, I know.
yeah, right. The part where he's 100% wrong is the whole, well, if you want to keep your job, you gonna keep fucking me. That's the part where you can't say nothing like that, because again, that is where you are abusing your power. Honestly,
Absolutely.
if we're being realistic, you never should, even though it was consensual because you were the CEO, you never should have been dating an underling in the first place.
In general.
This goes back to Ime Idoku and his situation with the Celtics. You have a responsibility with being the top dog, top brass, whatever you want to call it, to not sleep with your underlings. If you want to sleep with your underlings, what he should have did was, okay, I'm gonna alley oop this company over to my work wife. You now the CEO, and I'm just gonna circle back, billionaire Big Bob. Let's date. You know,
He
proof
said,
Chris on your boy.
billionaire big.
Billionaire Bob out here. But my question here is, and again, I feel for her because that's a terrible for anyone to be put in that type of position, especially
Absolutely.
when she was like, "Oh, I'm a single mom," and I was like, "Well, Deborah, you're kind of a single mom now because of what y'all two were
What y'all
doing.
was doing.
So you can't really use that. I'm a single mom out here because if you had been creeping, you would have been a single mom."
And your kid grown now, so what are you talking
yeah,
about?
they were when some of that was going on. So I was like, the timeline of when you was showing your kids at the BET Awards, these was grown kids.
They don't add up. That's what I'm saying. It
But
doesn't add
neither
up.
here nor there. I'm not here to judge.
No.
But it's one of those situations where obviously you feel bad because you never have to choose between
Your
your
profession,
job,
yes.
and you should never, no one should ever put you in a position like that. And if your side piece, whatever, your boo, shorty on the side, whatever you want to call them, they should love you enough to not want to jeopardize your career. So your shitbag person in that regard, Bob Johnson, for trying to use your
Oh
money
yeah.
and your leverage there. But also, I want to ask Deborah Lee this question because we've all seen Bob Johnson. What were you looking at?
Oh
Because
God.
Bob Johnson is not someone that I would think you would want to, hitch your wagon up to, so to speak. You
I,
know?
you know, didn't didn't Good Morning America just have a wonderful tabloid news ran about like that? Stop dating the people that you are working with.
Yeah,
That's
should.
it. I remember it's all gonna go bad. It always goes bad. I remember when I
9 times out
first
of
got
10,
it.
yes.
Yeah, I remember when I first got into comedy. Before I did stand up, I
Ooh.
interned at a comedy club, and the owner of the comedy club, this was the first thing that they said to us: do not date comics. And I
Yeah.
was, it was like, do not date comics. If you decide to go into comedy, do not date comics. If you decide to do anything in this industry, do not date each other. Do not date each other. I am giving you this advice. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, I do not date.
And most
comics.
people don't follow that advice.
So I did not follow not a damn
Sad
advice.
advice. He was like, do not date. Okay, so I'm dating the comedians.
So do date the comedians. And boy, oh boy, I had to
Woo!
learn for myself.
It's a doozy.
I don't understand why we don't believe fat meat is greasy.
Because I feel like it's about life experiences. Sometimes you gotta bump your head a little bit, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, if you're telling me not to go over here and do this, kind of want to do it because maybe it's kind of fun over here.
Yeah.
Then you realize some of
Oh,
that stuff was just.
it's not fun at all. I get it. Oh,
I
I
tell
get it.
all my female friends, I'm like, if he says he's a comedian, run.
Run.
I was like, don't date any of, and it's not to say that there aren't any good, because there are, but there's most of them. You just run away. I even tell some of my male comedians from my male friends that I was like, yeah, if you date a female comedian, just know you're gonna be in her jokes. Just
Oh,
know you're gonna
and
be in the jokes.
yeah, and this is the one thing that I dislike is when I'm dating people and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna put that in." I'm like, not
No.
now, but I will. Like when I find how to write it. But stop worrying about you. You ain't important.
Yeah, they think everything is gonna be a joke, and it's like, yeah, that's not how this works. My
That's
whole
not how
set's
it
not
works.
about you.
But yeah, shout out to again.
um,
She's good. Deborah is good.
yeah.
She made her millions. She's fine, but she needed to get it out. That's clearly what
Let
what
me
needed to happen.
let me ask you this, because I have heard this and I have said it a few times. Do you think Deborah Lee was the demise of BET, or did it start at the selling of BET? Where do you think the demise happened? Because, like we mentioned earlier, there was Teen Summit, there was BET Soul, BET AM, BET Night, there was BET News, there was all
Mhm.
these things, and
Mhm.
now we just get terrible shows.
I think it's a combination of both. We knew it was going to go it was going to be watered down. I wouldn't say go down the drain cuz it was harsh, but there were some glimpses of like old BT where we were like, "Oh man, okay," but
Yeah,
it it,
they were
it
trying.
yeah, but it wasn't quite there again. And I think it's because it was not only being sold, and also the reign of Bob Johnson was being passed over to Deborah. And I think she probably won't admit it, or maybe she will. I don't know. Maybe we got to read her book. But I think he also had a stronghold on what things should have did and
Right.
should be or whatnot. And with that being said, Deborah probably was like, "Nah, we doing it this way, just to to be
Just to prove them
vindictive."
wrong.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
I'm gonna tank this network.
right,
TV1 will now be the number one
right,
source for black people to watch stuff.
yeah,
I, you know what? They need to do something
yeah.
because man, I'm trying to think. I seriously, I don't know the last time I've watched BT. I can't remember the last time I've watched a BT award. It has been a very long time. It's just
It's been a while.
nothing on there.
Yeah, it's been a
Nothing on there.
while. It's not even. It's and I want better. I want quality programming for us, and I think that's what we're all hoping for. So
Yeah, I will say this though: if Tyler Perry brings back, or if he
don't
gets BT,
stop it. Stop it.
what?
Stop. Stop. Yo, don't even. Nope. I'm not even letting you do this.
All I'm gonna say is, for those of us who remember what went on at 1 o'clock in the morning, bring it back. That's all I'm gonna say. Do your
Oh,
Googles. Do your Googles.
oh God. Oh God. This man here.
Oh, yo, let's get to this next ad, and we'll be right back.
Hey y'all, we're going to take a quick pause from this episode to tell you about our next sponsor, Rose Vogue Styling. Let Rose Vogue Styling help you change the way you see yourself. Their mission is to empower you to build your confidence and look fly while doing it. They offer personal styling, shopping, and closet auditing. They need to come to my closet because it's a hot ass mess, okay? They also have an online boutique store full of pieces that will give your outfit life and have you looking right. Pieces like earrings, that's what I have on now, here, right here, necklaces, purses, rings, just to name a few, okay? Right now, our subscribers, our listeners, our watchers, you can get 20% off when you use the code late night, okay? LATENITE. Go on over to their IG. It's Rose Vogue Styling at Rose Vogue Styling. Easy. Everybody knows that, okay? Let Rose Vogue Styling style you for your next event, or simply just help you enhance the pieces that you already have in your closet. Wow. Style is a choice. Upgrade yours with Rose Vogue Styling. Again, you can get 20% off if you use our code late night, okay? LATENITE. Support a black business, okay? Support us. When you support them, you're supporting us, okay? Now let's get back to the show.
Topic number 2. First and foremost, I just want to say these memes of John Morant have been hilarious. They have been top tier internet lore. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh God.
But John John Wick, oh excuse me, John Morant. John Morant, he's not gonna face any charges for appearing on from his IG live when he flashed a gun in the club in Colorado. Still suspended by the NBA.
Yes.
At least 4 to 7 games that we know of. But at
Yes.
least he's not going to have to eat a gun charge. Now, Boogie Ja's been in the news quite a bit over the months. You know, he had the incident
Yeah.
with the high schooler
Mm-hmm.
where a gun was pulled,
Mm-hmm.
allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
There was the incident with someone from the entourage
Yep.
that allegedly can't go in any more arenas because they had a laser pointer or of
Mm-hmm.
some sort. And I think there was like
Mm-hmm.
another incident, and now
Yep.
we're having this instance. So it's like four incidences, you know, kind of back to back to back. How you feeling about Mr. Wick?
Ja needs to get it together. Like whatever, whoever he's hanging around with, his team, he needs to have a conversation and figure out what he wants.
Seriously.
Whatever he's, what do you really want to do? You want to play ball? You want to be a franchise player? Okay, well then guess what? In order to do that, these are the rules and the policies that you have to follow in order to continue to get this NBA bag. If not, you could very well be like any of those other ex NBA players
Man,
that wanted to be that in that
to
type of
be
life,
you.
right? And decided that, oh no, this ain't what I want anymore. And so NBA chose decided to remove them from said jobs. Like it's easy as that. I think that money is the root of all evil, but it's also needed in order to obtain the resources and do the things that you want to do. So you have to find a balance, my mans. That's it.
Looks like he signed a contract for $193 million. Bro, you kind of decide you're going to be a shooter on the court or a shooter in
Stop.
the streets.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
You got to give me that one.
I just want him to figure it out. The people and the people around him are just either milking
Oh, that's what
the
it is.
yeah, just not giving him any direction, or
You
maybe
notice
maybe they are and he's just not
the
listening.
wrong direction.
Yeah.
You notice how anytime these guys get in trouble, notice how years later it's always I was hanging around the wrong people.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not trying to say it's what it is, but it's kind of what it is because
Yeah.
anyone with common sense would be like, hey, bro, let's not put this gun out on camera. Let's
Or
not do
hey
this.
bro, how about not hold a camera and not have a camera
You
in
know,
a gun on your possession, on your
or
person.
like, hey, bro, like, let me get this gun to the security guard. So if
Right.
something does pop off, you know, it's on him because they got insurance for this. You know, it's
Yeah.
just got a lot of questions. And if I am gonna be a gangster
Oh god.
about that street life,
Oh
I'm
god.
gonna have a big gun, you know. Not that, you know, because he shouldn't have the gun, but if you're gonna have a gun, have a gun. That was not a gun. That was a little pew pew. Like, nah. Just when I want to hold up a gun, I want the glizzy. I want you to know what it is. Like, if you come over
Ah,
here, I'm putting a hole in you. With that little gun that Ja had, I was just like, yeah, you're not really putting fear in anyone's heart. And maybe because maybe he got big hands, it was just a little gun because you were an athlete. But still, you know, you're not really striking no fear in nobody's hearts, you know.
I just want him to I think he is young enough to
Yeah, he's
really
23.
yeah, to really understand the magnitude of where this could go. Cuz this could go either way. Two ways. It could
There's
go yeah, there could go you could definitely be where Sean Kemp is right now because I don't know if you've seen this.
well, his lawyer came out about that one.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
self
yeah,
defense,
yeah,
but
yeah.
still, listen, you could definitely pull a Gilbert Arenas,
Mm,
a Paul Pierce.
great example.
I'm just giving you examples. Listen, these players will it takes one time. It takes one time.
Literally.
All it takes is one time that you think you are tough enough or gangster enough and you need to deal with whatever issue yourself by bringing a gun to an arena, to a chartered airplane with your team, around anybody. You don't know what could happen. And I'm not bashing a man. I just want him to be a little bit more careful and safe because he has a daughter.
Yeah.
He has a younger sister who's playing ball as well. And his first thing is to be on camera at a strip club with a little a water pistol. Come on, yo.
No, I agree with you. Gilbert Arenas, you brought him up. He's the reason why it's a mandatory 50-game suspension
Yeah.
if you bring a gun in
Yeah.
the arena, or if you bring a gun
Yeah.
on what is it?
NBA premises,
team
team's
buses or
premises.
flights or
Yeah.
any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is why I have security guards. This is why you pay for security if you have to feel like you have a gun. But also,
That's it.
if I'm in fear of my life like that, I'm not going out. I'm not doing you, bro. You
That's
play
it.
basketball. You should not even have to be worried about carrying a gun. I remember Paul Pierce was like, when I got stabbed. I'm like, Paul, that's different. You got stabbed. Okay. That's a completely different situation. No one that we know of is after job, but
Yeah.
we know how Memphis is, and we know if you
Yeah.
put some of these things out here,
Yeah.
someone is going to try you. There
Yep.
is going to be someone who's going to pull your card eventually.
Yeah.
And I mean, we hope that it doesn't happen, but like you said, this can end several bad ways. So just
Yeah.
stick to the courts, man. Stick to shooting on the court, bro. Like, you don't have to do any of this other stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's just you got a lot to lose, bro. And I know when you're 23 and your young 20s, excuse me, you don't necessarily think about losing
Yeah.
it all. You think you're invincible.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you come from situations like that, as they say, it's like, you came from a good two-parent household or whatever, or things may not have been necessarily as good as you wanted them to,
Yeah.
but you had the unit that was there to kind of help uplift you and everything. When you come from situations like that, why go into areas or what is it? Why want to go into the hood? Why would you want to go into that type of lifestyle when you didn't come from? And even if you did come from that, bro, you're a millionaire now. You don't have to do any of that stuff anymore. A lot of those people who are still like, yeah, this is cool, they're only saying this because a lot of them are really jealous of you. And when you lose all that, and let's say you back on the block with them, they're gonna be like, man, you dumb to have lost all this money. Like, come on, man. You have a huge opportunity to be one of the brightest stars in the NBA now at a young age, because really nobody can
Yeah.
guard him.
Nope.
Nike's got you on contract. You're gonna be one of these max contract offers in like 2 or 3 years. So don't mess this up because you want to be. I don't care if you go out and do those things, but like I said, get security, man. Don't be out here with the guns, bro.
I just want everybody to I I learned at an early age to learn from the experiences of others.
Literally.
Now the comedy when they said don't date comics. See, I ain't see nobody around. I didn't know
This is
nobody
true.
around, so I ain't think nothing of it. But then when I got into it, I was like, oh,
This is what you meant.
got it. I was totally wrong, and I was able to save myself and not get.
Literally.
I was able to save myself and not get bogged down with any of the debauchery of the comedy industry. But yeah, come on, man. People are telling you like this is not gonna go. You've seen people with guns. And
Literally.
how did that like you've seen there are so many examples out here like
We can look at athletes that have lost. Plexico Burrs. He shot himself. Had a gun in the club.
yes
What if that gun would have went off, bro? You would have lost it all. Look at Diddy when the gun went off when they
yeah
was in the club. Shine did a lot of time.
yeah
Like, don't lose the NBA bag, and have to spend some time in jail or some other
yeah
stuff because there's like I was reading up on his pops. Because people like, what's T doing? Apparently, T was he was semi-pro back in the day.
yep
So that's where Ja, he got his skills from. So it's like, bro, you got a huge opportunity. Don't mess it up. And I know I've seen people like Steven Jackson and Jalen
mm-hmm
Rose talking stuff.
mm-hmm
And I was like, I understand where some of the OGs are coming from to try to talk to them. But I'm like, Jalen, you grew up during the crack era in
yeah
Detroit. It's
yeah
two separate things when someone comes from a nice
yeah
neighborhood than someone who was actually living that life.
Yeah.
We can't, it's apples to oranges because Jalen, you were living that life. From what we know of John, everyone has said he didn't grow up in that life. So
Mm-hmm.
you can't compare those two. You can't compare how you guys grew up.
Ja is me. I am Ja.
I was like, man, and I get you want to come to his defense, but sometimes we got to sit here and be accountable for you just doing dumb stuff.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
that's it.
You know,
That's it.
I'm glad that, you know
I
what,
am Ja. Ja is me.
here's punishment enough. Punishment enough is just seeing the internet
Everybody.
drag
Yeah.
you.
I was gonna say everybody knowing
That's
just
punishment
coming.
enough.
Yeah.
They've called you dumb, Ja Wick, Ja Warrant. They have called you everything, and it just keeps getting funnier.
Yeah.
So it's like that's punishment enough. You just have to
Agreed.
look at these tweets and
Uh,
look at all these memes of
agreed.
yourself.
Oh man.
But Boogie, you know these niggas are tripping.
Yes, sir.
Let's get to it.
Y'all niggas tripping.
Who you got for y'all niggas is tripping?
Outside of John Morant, let's go to let's go to all the way to California, where the California governor cut ties with Walgreens after they decided to stop carrying abortion drugs. Um, you know what, Walgreens, I was rooting for you. I generally go to Walgreens if there
Yeah.
are Walgreens available. Then CVS,
CVS, yeah,
let's
they're
say,
better.
because I don't like CVS, but come to find out, Walgreens are playing around, cutting
Playing
ties.
games.
I just it's unbelievable. First of all, shout out to Governor uh Gavin Newsom.
Newsom. Yep.
Yeah, Gavin Newsom for just having the balls to just be like, I don't care what y'all say. And you already know this is a multi-million-dollar pharmaceutical contract.
Yeah.
And your
Yep.
man was like, I'm not doing this. I'm
He's
good.
like,
Cut ties. Y'all
you're
don't want to
fired.
agree? Yeah, you're gone. You're gone. But yeah, this is unbelievable. Like it's a long drag right now. There's 21 states. I know it says 20, but there's 20 more states, I should say, where abortion rights are protected, and they're trying to push for these Plan B pills and abortion prevention. Uh, these GOP states are trying to pull it.
Yeah,
Um,
man, they're extremely shitty for pulling the products out of these GOP states, but definitely kudos to Mr. Newsom. You've heard it here first. Look, in 10 years, we're going to see him on the presidential ballot. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there.
you gonna
He's
say
gonna
10?
run.
You say 10?
Yeah, I think in the next 10 years he's gonna be on there.
I
At
think
least 10.
it's not gonna be this presidential, but it's
No,
gonna be the next one
the
for
next
me.
one. So what is this one? It's 2024. So the next
Yeah,
one will be what, 2028?
2028. Yeah,
Yeah. So I would think if he's not on 2028, it'll be probably the
one
one
more
after that
after
one.
that one,
Yeah.
the following
20. Yep.
after.
The following. So I can foresee him
Yeah,
running. I can just foresee him shaking it up a little bit.
I'm ready. I'm ready for old men to get out of the way.
Yeah, I did hear there was a little rumor that Turkey Neck McConnell passed away today. I was like, I'm looking, but I don't
Oh
see it.
God,
I was like,
yeah.
it hasn't been made official yet. I know
It
people are
that's not
gonna
happening.
dance on his. No, he's not. He's gonna be like the Rockefeller. He's going to live to be like 200 years old.
He's
He's
gonna
one of
make
them
sure of
people
it. It's
where
it's in his will.
it's literally gonna be like, yeah, I don't care. Keep resuscitating me. That's what it's gonna be. Keep giving me these hearts. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of those people. And even
He-
if we
yeah.
do think that we're gonna get rid of them, they've got their little minions that they've already been trained to
Oh
take
yeah.
over.
Following up on him.
It's
Yeah.
just burn it all down. Burn it all down.
Who you got for y'all niggas tripping?
This one is so funny to me because I was scrolling like, who should I give it to?
Yeah.
And the National Park Service had to put this out, and I was like, why do you have to do this? They say, do not push your slower friend down when running from bears. It says, don't push a slower friend down when running away.
Oh
Even
God.
if the friendship is nearing the end of its life,
Wow.
according to the National Park Services. And I know we always joke about this, but wow, they actually had to put this out there because there's probably people out there that are probably thinking, you know what? You don't return my texts fast enough. You know what? You don't call me. So now you're bear food.
Oh
It
God.
I just, and I actually read the article and that was in there, and they gave a list of other things. It was like, oh, if it's a grizzly bear or
Yeah.
a brown bear, you should play dead. But if it's a black bear, don't play dead. I'm just like, if it's a bear, period, I'm trying to not be nowhere near them. I don't
Yeah.
even want to leave it up to chance. If
Yeah.
I'm out in the woods where there might be bears, I'm gonna have a gun and or some bear spray. If you come close, I'm spraying you. It's just
Yeah.
that's just what it's
Shouldn't
gonna
shouldn't
be.
you should have those things just in case if you're in an area where bears are prevalent.
You should, but most people don't do research. They're not
Ah,
prepared. It's
gotcha.
just like, let's go out here with picnic baskets.
And
Simple stuff like
why would you go out with a friend that y'all friendship is on a rocky start?
you was either planning on killing them,
Like,
you
yeah,
was
like
already
what?
planning on it, or you was like, maybe nature will bring us closer together. Maybe that's what it was.
Oh God.
But
That's crazy.
but I'm thinking it's only a certain demographic of people because most of us, if we don't like you, that's just the friendship is over. If it's rocky, I ain't going to the woods with you.
Yeah, that's it. Smokey the Bear can get you by your damn self.
My paranoia is too high. Like, well, wait, we're not friends. You want me to go in the woods? Nope.
Like, why you want me to go in the woods for? Nah.
Nah, I done seen too many movies, too
Nah,
many ID channels where someone goes in, where two people go in the woods and only one person comes out.
my
No,
man. Yeah, nah, I'm good.
we're not doing that. But let's get to the final ad, and
Yeah,
we'll be right back.
yeah.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? A lot of y'all hit me up like, Nate, you super chill. You super laid back all the time. Brother, you gotta be on something. Well, y'all are right. I'm off them chummies edibles, and y'all know me. Y'all know I'm a smoker. I don't really mess with the eddies like that, because let's be real, a lot of them are hit or miss. There's either no juice or you're feeling like a zombie. The good folks over there at Chummies, well, they out here trying to change the edible game. And I gotta tell you, they got some phenomenal products. They sent me over some of their traditional edibles, and man, them things are hitting. But they don't only got edibles. They got juice. They got your gummies. They got your chocolate bars. Whatever you like, they got it. Y'all, do me a favor. Go over to their Instagram page. It's chummies_edibles. And get yourself some good stuff. And when you're out there, filling up your cart, make sure you use that promo code 21chummy. That's right. They rocking with the podcast, and because they rocking with us, they rocking with y'all. So they're going to take care of y'all by giving y'all 10% off of your first order. So again, use that promo code 21chummy to get 10% off your edibles. All right, y'all, let's get back to the podcast.
It's the final topic. It's the final topic.
When we get a real budget, I want to have like an in-studio band so they can hit us with the
Hey, in studio band, boy. If you
gotta
don't stop
have
playing,
the in-studio band.
nah, you
But
crazy.
we are finally here. We have heard from
God.
everyone. We have heard from Jaden. We have heard from Will. We have heard from Tony. We have heard from the Mother Rock. We have heard from all the rocks. We have heard from civilians. We have heard from other comedians. And we finally have got to hear from the man that was slapped himself, Chris Rock. Boogie, did you watch the special and what did you think?
I watched the special. I tried to watch the pre-special,
Okay.
the pre-show, excuse me. And I just fast forwarded, because I was like, I'm okay. I'll pass on that. And then I got a chance to actually watch the special. Kudos to him to doing a live
Yeah.
taping, like a live stream taping. Like that's new. That's tough in itself.
Yeah.
First off, that's hard. And he did such a great job in remembering his everything that he wanted to say. He stumbled
Yeah.
on one joke, but it was a very quick fix, and
Yep.
he was able to be a professional and catch it and move right along very seamlessly. So I definitely respect and appreciate the
Yep.
craft of doing something that hard.
Yeah.
Um, and
I
all
agree.
the special was pretty short to me. I would
Yeah.
say
It didn't feel like an hour. I agree.
it didn't feel like an hour. But again, I think that's why Netflix decided to have a pre-show and a post-show as well, just to really like hammer home like this is
Give it all
all
to you.
happening. Yeah, give you the whole thing. Thoughts on the actual special? Um, I as a comedian,
Yes.
as a comic, I don't really like to comment on other people's work because that's their work, and
Yep.
there's always a group of there's always an audience for, someone.
Literally.
There's always an audience for someone. Even if, you don't like something, there's always going to be somebody that's going to say, "Hey, I actually like it." You know? Um
Yeah.
it wasn't it to me it didn't feel like his best work, but I understand why, because he was more focused on, um to me there was still pain
Yeah.
in his voice.
Yeah. You can hear it. I
You
agree.
can hear it, and there were glimpses of funny that I enjoyed, and there were moments where I was like, he could have he could have worked on it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that goes with a special in general. Like, that's what's just gonna happen. There are gonna be moments where you don't like, and there are gonna be moments where you're like, oh yeah,
Literally.
that was funny. Uh, but yeah, that's overall. That's all I gotta say. Because to me, I felt like regardless of what I'm gonna say, it's gonna do its
Yeah.
numbers. So
It's gonna do what it do.
yeah,
I agree with you. I agree I agree with pretty much everything you said there. As comedians, as stand up, I stopped watching specials
a
a
long
while
time ago.
ago.
Yeah, me too.
Solely for that, because one, I don't want, sometimes when you watch as a comic, when you watch specials, we don't see it, but sometimes you subconsciously you pick up the material.
Absolutely
And although linear thinking is a thing, you don't ever want to be known as that, bro. You stole my joke. You stole my train of thought. So that's
agree.
one reason why I don't watch a lot of specials outside of the ones I'm never going to talk about, excuse me, like on the pod. Um, the live aspect, because I don't think a lot of people outside of the stand-up community and those who shoot the specials really know how difficult that is to do it live.
Yeah,
When these specials and these tapings are done, they will do this over 3 to 4 nights, and they will
correct.
usually take the best night and they will say, hey, this is the one we're going to use.
Yep.
I thought it was cool to see the slip up that he made, because it lets people really know, one, he's human, and
Mm-hmm.
um someone at that level makes mistakes, but it lets you know what comics of our level deal with in the comedy club or in the bar or background, wherever you're telling your jokes at, because
Correct.
it happens.
Yeah.
And sometimes the crowd lets you rerun it, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. um they've since scrubbed that. So if you didn't catch it live, now that has been scrubbed, so now it is like the edited
Yeah.
version,
Because
so
he's
a lot of laugh
yeah
back in there.
yeah he's worn so during he had a tour before he actually
Yeah.
released the special, but he's been wearing the same outfit throughout
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
tour,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
just
Yep.
so when they actually have the actual special after the live stream, they get to replace it with
With the non slip
said,
up.
yeah, with a non slip up.
I I thought as far as no special is ever going to be perfect, flawless, 100%.
Of course not.
No special is ever going to do that. And I hate to be like, well, it wasn't like bigger and blacker. It
You can't
wasn't like
compare.
bring the pain. So
Yeah.
I don't want to compare it to those levels.
Hmm.
But at best for me, it was decent. I remember when I was texting you, I was like, it was good. It was. Then I went back and I was like, because there were some moments where I was like, okay, he's in the pocket.
Mm.
He's feeling it, and I was like, okay, they rocking with him. Then there were some jokes where I was like, you could have got that. You could have took that was like 10, 15 minutes of the material you could have gotten rid of.
Yeah.
So for me, it's decent. It's mid at best. But let's be real. You can get a good high off some mid stuff. You
Oh
can get
yeah.
a high off the mid.
Oh yeah.
So
And it also depends on the audience too,
the
because I
audience.
definitely felt like uh he could have had a better audience for me. They could have picked a different
For it
audience.
to be Baltimore, I thought they would have been rocking with him. They was definitely a little stuffy, but again, comedy, it is subjective.
Yes.
It is very subjective. I think the one parts where I didn't like him calling Jada a bitch. I was just like, all right, that was unnecessary. You could have maybe used another word outside of that. But I think the Will Smith material, like you were saying, the hurt was there. The
Oh yeah.
hurt was there because it was some hard bees. It wasn't just like your normal bitch. It was bitch. He put the emphasis on letting you know
Yeah,
that.
he was very theatrical with the bitch.
And I think what was irritating me the most was everyone, do we still have to hear this? Let's get over it. We don't need to. And I was like, everyone has had their say except for the person that was slapped.
Yeah.
So yes, he deserves to at least have his moment to where he gets to say his piece. And this is the
Exactly.
part where people don't like about comedians. A lot of times y'all will start some stuff and the comedian always has the
Mhm.
last laugh, the
Mhm.
last say.
Mhm.
Got to be careful of that. I
Mhm.
think he got it off his chest. I will say there were some comedians that were saying that they would have rolled Will a little bit harder in that regard. They would have had more joke. They would have came just a little bit harder. And I was just like, I think he did it in a way that was because Chris Rock is always his comedy has always been like misdirection to a degree.
Of
I'm gonna
course.
use I'm gonna make sure my vocals are more. I want to put more emphasis on certain things. So he's always been that person. He kind of weaves into things, not to where he's super disrespectful. Here, I thought I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna get in my Chris Rock pocket. Whereas some
Mhm.
other comedians would have came out just like everybody's a bitch,
Mhm.
So I don't know. If this were you though, Boogie, and you got your moment in the sun or your moment to let it all out, are you gonna stop short of where Chris did? Or are you gonna go over that line? Where are you drawing this for you?
I understand what he did, and I like the fact that he didn't make his whole special about said situation because his life still continued on
Yeah,
afterwards. Like I understand that. He spent about 5 minutes, I want to say, on the topic,
yeah,
just about 5 minutes on the topic, and that's about right. If it to me, I understand what he was saying. Like, I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction thinking that ran or took over my life, overwhelmed my life for the last year. But he got to hear it from other people. It bothered other people
do
for the
you
last year. So yeah.
do you think he was on point with the title, Selective Outrage?
Oh yeah. I appreciate that because it makes a lot of sense. Because
It does.
for those people that are upset for certain things, he just proved your point.
Yeah.
He just proved his point right then and there.
He did. I was seeing a lot of people that were on social media, and this was it was kind of, and I get that comedy is subjective. I will never not say it's not subjective, but
Mm-hmm.
he's never been funny. And it's like to sit up here and say that Chris Rock has never been funny. What was he on Time Magazine's funniest man in America or funniest man in the world, whatever?
Bold-faced
Uh,
lies right now.
so it's like a lot of y'all are lying to yourselves. And I get that there was, I'm not trying to cape for him because the video of him with the white comics saying
Saying the
very
N-word.
bad,
Yeah.
very very bad,
Yeah.
and it's almost like it negates a lot of what he did in the 90s because he was very black in the 90s.
Oh
He
yeah.
talked about racism. He called it out. Every special he did, he talked about racism. He talked about white people. So I can see where you would say, okay, parents to white people now. I can, based on that, seeing that video, but to go back and to say that he was parenting to white people back in the day, you clearly have not followed or watched any of his specials because he didn't. The amount of times that he said cracker in his specials, like come on now. Like cracker ass cracker. You don't say stuff like that and you're not someone who is
Yeah.
for the peoples. I think
Pro-white.
yeah, right. Ain't nobody pro-white saying that. I feel like he called out a lot of things between rich black people and poor black people. And I
Mm-hmm.
think there's some black folks that didn't like that. You saw
Mm-hmm.
that as being anti-black, but this is a person who is able to look at it as comics. We're able to see both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
Most good comics can. And this is a person, if you've seen Everybody Hates Chris, he was poor. Remember how his dad would turn off the clock so they could,
Your man
save
was
money?
poor for a long time. He was
And now
poor.
he's rich.
Yeah.
So he can literally make those distinctions between being a rich black person and a poor black person. And so I just feel like some people didn't like it. Now, I don't know, that's just me. Where do you fall in the Chris Rock anti-black, where do you fall
I
or
wouldn't
never
say
being
I
funny?
wouldn't say anti-black, but I will say that he has a problem with black women.
Okay.
From in I don't know it uh, and that's a little harsh for me to say that. Problem. I think there is something going on with him and black women because good hair pissed me the F off. Let me just
Pissed a
say
lot of
that.
people off.
Of all people to bring
Yeah.
up good hair, he, a black man, not a black woman, decides to make a movie about women's hair, black women's hair. Um, I I think there's always going to be issues. There's always going to
Yeah.
be everyone's always going to have a problem with someone not doing it the way that they should have done, the way that they thought they were going to do it. Like I think we are always evolving, and I
Yeah.
think Chris Rock should continue to evolve because there were moments in the special where I thought he is too smart of a man to bring up or to talk about certain topics
Such as
so ignorantly. He kind of reminded me of Dave Chappelle when he talked about
he flirted
just
with the line. He was flirting with that line.
yeah, he flirted with the line, but he knew not to cross it
Yeah, he
because
didn't
he
jump
didn't
out
want
the
to go.
window.
He didn't want to go that route where his friend is clearly being right now. But there were a couple jokes. Like I don't want to spill the special, but
If
it's
they ain't seen
you
it
know
now, they ain't seen it now. It
agreed.
is what it is.
Agreed, but I just feel like trans rights are definitely going on right now, and
Yeah.
there are certain way again you can be funny, but there are certain ways of doing it where it is intelligent. If you trying to prove a point, if you're trying to um uh slide in with a joke or whatnot, there's a way to do it where it can be funny and it makes sense. And there are
I agree.
moments where I was like, ah, this is just lowbrow.
It was, I agree, it was low hanging fruit, and like he wanted to jump out the window, but he
Yeah.
didn't. He's like, I
No, he
can't
didn't.
go full, I can't do it. You know, I I just want people to stop doing specials in general. I kind of think I just don't necessarily
We're
think there
done.
should be specials
We're
anymore.
done. We're done.
And I say that because one, you can't say what you want to say, and I don't mean say what you want to say by being racist, homophobic. I don't mean that. I don't. That's not what I mean when I say that. I mean, even if, like what you were just saying, coming from an intelligent point to joke about things and you're smart about it, but not being offensive, you can't even take that angle anymore.
Mm,
And it's just some, and also I think some people are getting specials that don't deserve them.
mm.
There's a lot of people who they're putting up on these stages, and it's just like, this was terrible. Like, obviously there's a machine behind you, but they shouldn't be. And there's a lot of great comics who are not getting their fair shake at having a special. So it's like, just stop giving them out.
But
Because they're
that's
turning
never gonna
into,
happen.
yeah, I know, but they're turning into TED Talks. They're not even comics being funny. They're comics getting up here ranting. So if we're gonna get up there and we're just gonna rant and just have maybe a couple little funny quips, we don't need those as specials. Now, if we're gonna get back to comics where you actually your set is, it's just funny, I'm okay with that. And maybe it should be tailored like how, what is it, Netflix does the stand-ups where it's 10-minute sets or 15-minute sets.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that instead of going to hours. Because a lot of these 15-minute sets are killers. But
Hmm.
once you're doing an hour and 10, the water kind of gets a little, because it's just, they're not holding up.
I mean, it just goes to show, you know, this profession is not easy. So
No, it's not, and that's why I like that they show the live aspect, because it lets everyone know everybody can't get up there,
yeah.
and there's a lot of civilians that were talking, a lot of garbage, and it's like, if you think you can do better, get on stage, but you're not. You're just an armchair quarterback who just talks crap. That's all y'all do. Let me ask you this question real quick. Do you think that a lot of the vitriol came from, or coming towards a special, do you think it was a double whammy of the video with him and the white people and Jada, or where do you think a lot of the vitriol was coming from?
Ask that question one more time.
So in regards to the hate, because there was a lot of people, I was like, did y'all even watch the special? Or are you just hating? Do you think a lot of the hate came because we know what you said to Jada and Will? You think the hate came from that? Or you think the hate was coming from the white people video? Or it's a little bit of both? Because it was a lot of haters. And I'm just like, like I said, I understand it's subjective, but some of this hate, I'm like, are you even trying to tune in for the art of comedy? Or are you just hating the hate because of previous incidents?
I think it's all of it. I think I think if someone has an agenda or if someone is mad about something, they're going to find a way to continue on with the hate. They're going to find a way to bring everybody in on their hatred towards said individual. Like it's obvious that Chris Rock writes his own writes his own material when it comes to award shows because it
Yeah,
or he has a hand in it. How about that? Because I know some award shows they have writers coming in or whatnot. Yeah, he it's obvious he has a hand to say I want to say this, I approve this,
right.
whatever have you. You know what I mean? Um, but that still don't mean you should physically hate somebody because of that. He does say words mean things. Yeah, words
Yeah,
do
me
mean
too.
things. And if you keep saying certain things towards an individual or a person, guess what? People gonna be like, "Hey, man, you have a vendetta towards this person. Like, what's going on?"
You
Like,
think it's over?
It's never over. It'll never be over. Come on now.
We need to have like Tyler Perry, Denzel. We need to have all the Black Hollywood elites sit them in a room, and be like, y'all shake it out. Like we need to just have that happen so
Yeah.
y'all can go and flourish.
It'll never be over.
It's oh man, I had something I was gonna say, but I can't remember. It was about the special. Oh, I know what it was. I want this to stop because this kind of ruined it for me, and it ruins comedy. Remember how it was floating around that one of the jokes was he watched Emancipation to see
Yeah.
Will Smith get slapped?
Yeah.
That should never get out
Yeah.
because I knew it was coming. I knew when it
Yeah.
was coming, and I was
Yeah.
like, social media is going to ruin if it hasn't already, it's going to ruin stand-up. For those of you who are going to comedy shows, don't tape what is going on. People are working that material out to use, as we see, for specials or just for other shows. Like, stop
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
You rob the comic of their creative process. They
Yeah.
can't even use that joke anymore when you put it out there, and you rob the audience.
Yeah. When
Don't do
people,
that.
when comics put out whatever clips or whatnot, that means that material is now dead to
Can't
them.
use it anymore.
They're not going to use it no more. So when they decide to put it out there, when you ask people, hey, where are your YouTube clips or whatnot? I'm still using this material, my mans. If
That's
I'm
exactly
not
why I don't
using,
post a lot.
if I'm not using the material anymore, yes, I'm going to post it. Because when I go to said shows, you're going to be like, hey, you said that in the clip. Can I get something else? This is not a music show.
It's not how that
Where,
works.
yeah, that's where you gotta, I want to hear that joke again. No, that's again, that is not how it works at all.
It blows my mind the amount of people this amount of civilians that don't know how comedy works. I heard that joke at the last show. And it's like, you come too much. It's like I'm still using this material every time I get up until I get a new bit.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm tweaking it. I'm trying to do stuff to it. Like, God.
It's like, come on. But I will say this though, Chris got 20 million for that special. The last two specials, so 40 million. So I don't give a damn if y'all like it or don't like it.
Yeah.
Give me another check, Netflix. That's what I'd be saying. I got another hour of material for you. Send me another 20.
Well, good luck to that rich man.
Yeah, right. Another rich brother. Love to see it. But Boogie, we have come to the end of another dope episode of Late Night with Nate and Adrian. Shout out to the No Sleep crew. Also got a shout out to the Flannel Gang. I brought back the flannel. It's been a minute since I brought them out. I'll be the flannel god out here. Bombs for all my flannel wearers. So again, shout out
I have
to
some
the
flannels.
Flannel Gang.
I have some flannels. Yeah.
You part of the crew, Flannel Gang. What you got for the people's bugs?
Nothing much other than smash that bell notification so you can get all of our content as soon as it drops. And, to remember to tell a friend that this is your favorite podcast.
It is. And we're getting close to the 100th episode. We're
Yes, sir.
still trying to get 100 subscribers on all platforms. I see we got a couple more in the SoundCloud. So come on. We need y'all to get up do your job, okay? We don't ask a lot of y'all except to like, subscribe, and to share this. So please help us out. We really appreciate you. I ain't got nothing else for y'all.
I'm done too.
Keep listening. I'm your boy, Nate Galloway.
And I'm Adrian.